I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and this is tape 2. It's about the mind control murders and ex-governor Tim Kaine's statement he made. And he's now a U.S. Senator and ran on the VP ticket with Hillary Clinton. I want to mention this real quick and leave the rest of it out. I was kidnapped, and this is tape 2, so you need to get tape 1. I'm going to put up, and then this one to get the gist of it. I've been on YouTube and long time in Facebook. Okay, the ex-governors who are now on the Intelligence and Judicial Committee, plus Bob Goodlatte, who was agriculture when I was living out in the National Forest and getting arrested, and so you don't get any background on it, and the people around here know anyway, and they're told not to help me, so it's been a hell of a life while I've been telling about letters from the FBI, ongoing investigation, national security involved, issued 2 of them in 20. I'm so tired. Oh my God, 1979. So now it is, how many years later? I was writing about mind control murders, and Mr. Flint was one of them that was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was doing the book. Let me remind you that I've been told the man's dead. I met a man out there who I thought was Mr. Flint. It may be. But can you imagine being in a wheelchair and from the neck down you're paralyzed? And you're going to call this man names when you should meet the people I've met. And there's a handful of them that were good. The rest of them have just... Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I don't know where, if anything good happens out of this. Good, I mean the truth. Here, Larry Flint says, I know who was responsible for his shooting, and he names some of them. Okay, I want to say this. My father's Edward VIII, who never married Wallace Simpson. He married Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe. Madison, Wisconsin. This is 1939, and this is Cain and Abel. No takeoff on Tim Kaine, Kaine. I don't guess. I don't know. With Roosevelt and she's not a queen mom. She should have been thrown in jail and war criminal. And that's the mum to Roosevelt, the thug, Illuminati. By the way, there's some new books been published about him and the prior presidents there since 1776, the Illuminati Freemasons. This is Franklin's wife, who's very much part of the Illuminati, Stanton, Virginia, Woodrow Wilson, and the Romanovs, kidnapping of the Romanov family, in which Anastasia was killed up here the day I was driving the Hustler car through. May the 6th, I believe it was on a Sunday at 9 o'clock, and I was driving through Charlottesville, and that's when she was died. So you can see how many people want me dead. So this is the double, one of them that married Wallace, the American Spy. And this is 39 when this picture was taken, and they're planning my kidnapping in 41. And then this SOB, Elizabeth's father's illegal. The Illuminati made him king. Well, he's illegal. But there were papers made by my father that were legal and went through Channel, and the day I was born, I'm Victoria II, the legal heir of the British Crown, which would have brought my father back, and as my guardian power of attorney. So now then, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, the Kennedys, Joe Kennedy was appointed an ambassador by Roosevelt for the purpose in 36, the year my father became king. I wonder about my grandfather's death now. George VI, how timely all this was. But Roosevelt made Joe Kennedy, JFK's father, ambassador in 36 when my father became king. Now then, JFK helped in my kidnapping. He flew into the embassy 39 to 41. We even made speeches before Parliament there. Now, I just want to throw this in because this came out in 96, long after I'm living on the mountain up here and all this has happened to me. Wrote a book in a campaign and almost killed, and hell is what it is. But a church sent it up there out near the trail where I lived, and the book is called, I believe it was published in 96, but Tex Mars or Jim Mars, they're related, but this one is deceased that wrote the book, Implantable Biochips, and they sent it up there to me and said, this is what you've been writing about. So I was talking about chipping people and programming them, which is the Tesla files, and also you can cure an illness or create it. So they've had cures for all this back prior to the Tesla files being stolen, which Tesla files involved a lot of other stuff too, believe me. But anyway, I've never seen them. The Illuminati supposedly had them, the FBI had them, and Donald Trump, president now, oddly enough, his uncle John George Trump, professor at MIT, had access to these Tesla files. So here is one that I'd already told before the book was published, that he was a mind control victim. And right here he says that Timothy McVeigh said the U.S. Army implanted a computer chip in his buttocks. He's put to death, I might say. And this is called implantable biochips. Mine was MD licensed to kill. Mark of the Beast, which was the Illuminati that kidnapped me. So you're talking about the end times when they took my father down, replaced him. My father wouldn't allow the treaties to be signed that allowed the United Nations to become where they are now, the headquarters for the Illuminati. And okay, Project Lucid, they're talking about here, prophetic insight needed and the chipping of people and all that. So I'll just leave it there. My friend told me I should have kept the book, and I didn't. I wanted to put this up, though I don't have a place to spread things out here, so I do the best I can. I want to put this up first, though, because let me unplug this a minute. Hope I don't step on it. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Jens Soerings, I'd put up, I'm going to number 1 on U.S. Senator Tim Kaine. And it involves this, mind control murders, and Elizabeth Haysom and Jens Soerings. He's a German diplomat's son. Both of them are still in prison. These are beautiful couple, and our paths crossed in Atlanta in 83, just prior to being flown out to Larry Flint's. I was a candidate, and I was working through a temp agency in Marietta, where I had a campaign headquarters, and I was sent out to school there, and I was sent out to Lovell, and he was a student there. And Chad was the other guy. Well, you get the name Chad and all this, too. Okay, this is Elizabeth Haysom and Jens. Later, when I'm in Grottoes, Virginia, and I don't think I had hustle a car anymore, so, yeah, because this happened in April, when he supposedly shot her parents in Bedford next door. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I've said it before, and I pay a price for telling the truth. Don't know if this man had anything to do with anything hurting me, but Judge Sweeney, all these people, somebody told me I might get in trouble mentioning Updike. He was by the way, he retired right after then. I think some of them didn't like what happened, but they were party to it. And Anyway, I'm not going to go into the rest of it. They're still in prison. Jens is in Buckingham, I believe, Virginia State Prison, and he's written several books. These people are two young men. I think somebody's, oh God, I don't know, with the door. Maybe it's the plumbers. Let me see. If you know what the plumbers are. Wait a minute. I have to cut this off. Well, I don't see anybody. See if I can finish it. I know I heard somebody knocking. But anyway, okay. I want to put this up. This is what I'm referring to Tim Kaine. This is a mind control murder. This young couple killed nobody. And you have to see the tape I'm talking about. That I just made and I'm going to put up first, number one. Now then, they were tried, brought back, and he was put in jail where they had me in front of the cell with it open that night in Bedford. And I ended up right back on the mountain next day because I've been made homeless and everything. And people told not to help me. So Jens, his attorney, by the way, I mean, they knew it. His attorney said if he represented Jens, he'd suffer for it, and he did. They sicked the Internal Revenue on him. He was from, I think he's from Michigan. And, man, he ended up in Florida. Couldn't get a job. The Internal Revenue was sicked on him after this trial, and he represented Jens Soerings, the Diplomat's son. These are good children, and they're innocent. Now then, here you go, over here. Okay, I put this up, and I hesitate. Part because I'm afraid, but part because I don't want to hurt anything to hurt them, because I'm sure they've been hurt so much. There were good Virginia State Troopers and Alabama State Troopers and Georgia State Troopers that helped save my life over the time. Well, the Brits did, and Germans, but some Americans, and happened to be. Here is two murders that happened, and it's very important, 2009, when State Trooper brought me off the mountain, and him and his wife, and I put their names up here. They took me to Fordable Corporate off Starkey Road here in Roanoke. I stayed for 17 months in hell because I have an autoimmune disorder, and force-fed put chemicals in there that should have killed a horse, especially me, right? Not calling myself a horse. But anyway, this is a murder that happened then, right after I moved in. And this was an update here, August 17th, 2010, and that had happened in 2009. So this is right after then. 2009? Yeah. August of 2010, almost a year later. Okay, it was, yeah. So here when I moved in there. So this is when they were killed. It's Heidi Childs, Childs, and David Metzler were found dead at Jefferson National Forest. The investigation goes on. And this is 1 year later, yeah. Okay, that's Caldwell Field. So you have to get into the names in place here that are so much a pattern here. And the father, his name, he's state trooper, and he was head of the Virginia State Troopers, and I've forgotten his first name. His last name is Childs, and Laura Childs, his name, okay. Okay, I'm not sure about whose name they're saying here. Don and Laura Childs. Okay, that's the mother of their daughter was killed. And, okay. And then David Metzger father was a doctor. And people hate me because I've told them about it. And anyway, nobody's ever done anything about this one that I know about. And I'm pretty sure, well, anyway, I'll let it go there. That's all I can do because it's very sad. You just don't hear anything about this. Okay, sorry I'm bouncing around here. Sorry all this happened. I'm sorry. The people of this country should be very sorry that all this has happened. Okay, back to Tim Kaine real quick, who had, when he left being Virginia governor, he made way for Jens to be sent back to Germany to spend the rest of his time in jail there, which he's a victim. So is she. Okay. He made the order and he left as governor a couple months later. And then when MacDonald became governor, this is different MacDonald. This is Virginia. Spelled MacDonald a little different too. Okay. He reneges on it. He won't let him be sent back. Jens Soerings be sent back to Germany. Mind you, all these people, your congressmen have always known about MK Ultra. They've known about my kidnapping, the takedown of my father, and using Great Britain to take down the United Kingdom to be taken down, and thus the Brits. That's what you call your best friends and allies. Ones that are hostages, that you've got the Queen of England over here, and ransom. You don't pay ransom, well, you sure collect it. Now, I'm going to, oh, this was something else. This girl and young man did nothing. They were good students and everything. I am appalled at what's been told, just like they've told about, I can hardly talk. Oh, I can't. I'm just too sick. Julian Assange. I cannot believe he is going through this hell too for simply telling the truth and doing what the Illuminati press here in this country, who's got it covered everywhere, it seems, have done nothing but lie. They're the ones that should be handcuffed and their asses hauled off right out of court, handcuffed, and drag them on the ground. Every friggin' one of them. So now then, back to Tim Kaine. He made a statement the other day, and just prior to Channel 10 News, and I thought things were going to be told, maybe. He's referring to the murders, and I've forgotten. Oh, God. Yeah, to Julian Assange. I won't even repeat what he said. It upset the hell out of me to know somebody can lie. But now then, this morning, he's come on, and let me remind you, he knows all this. What was it he said? Well, this is the anniversary of Virginia Tech shooting. And that's what he's referring to, and some of the others, Columbine. These are ones I've told you about all the time that were mind control. I don't know what else I can do. The Aurora, Colorado, James Holmes. Now he's being treated for mental illness, which is what this whole thing is about, using mental illness as a scapegoat. These people are programmed, they're chipped, and from the time that I started telling about it and writing about it and getting the letter from the FBI, 2 of them, wrote the book, was almost killed April Fool Day of 80. How many more have happened? It doesn't have to be done with a gun. The whole thing was to take your guns away. Well, that was part of it. You can take your planes down. Your pilot can be programmed, or whoever works on the plane. And I could go on.